Not really a sports guy, but they put up some cool ads. So I didn't watch the Super Bowl because it's not my thing. If you watched it, hope you had a good time watching it, or if you didn't care for the outcome, my sympathies. Anyways, I'm going to talk about the trailers that showed during the Super Bowl, and I'm going to talk all of them because I don't think I have enough thoughts about any of them that justify their own video. So these are going to be quick impressions, general thoughts on all the trailers that hit. I'm not going to have this in any particular order, so we'll start with Life. Now, in the case of both this and one other one later, there was the shorter Super Bowl spot. There was also a longer version of the trailer that premiered online, and I watched both, and if I talk about stuff that was only in the longer version, apologies, but that's just what stuck in my mind. So Life is, the set in space, and it's got Ryan Reynolds, and they find this first hint of life on Mars, and then everything starts going horribly wrong, and right up until the point where it became clear that the life form was going to try and kill them all, and they had to stop it from reaching Earth, I was intrigued, but as soon as it hit that point, I'm like, that feels real generic. That could be on the Sci-Fi Channel for all I care. Which is a shame because the production values look good. I actually think space is a really great setting for horror. I kind of wish that it hadn't tipped its hand as much as the trailer did. I kind of wish that it had just been more like, whoa, this thing's growing really rapidly, and just gone for something much more vaguely ominous, as opposed to having it just halfway in the trailer really jack up to, oh, and it's tearing through everything. I was like, I didn't want to know before going to see the movie that it was going to get to that level. Would have been nice to not be sure how dire it was going to get. So I'm kind of now not interested in it because I think the trailer showed too much. So the other one that had an extended version online as well as the shorter version was for the new Transformers, which is Transformers 5, the first night, the last night, Knights of the Old Republic, and something, I don't know. But in any case, I kind of don't care. I mean, the trailer didn't look uninteresting, but the thing is, most trailers for the Transformers movies at least look fairly decent. I've only ever seen the first Transformers, and I didn't love it. I didn't hate it either. I mean, the honest truth is, I never got into Transformers when I was a kid, so I didn't really care enough about the franchise one way or the other. I saw the first one, was like, this is okay, and then having heard from everybody since then, oh, the first one's the best one. I was like, if I wasn't impressed with the best one, I'm not going to come back. And so I haven't. You enjoyed these movies? Great. Hope you have a fun time. Next up, A Cure for Wellness. Now, I am curious and intrigued and hopeful on this one. I love the sense of atmosphere. I think there's some really good performers in it, but it's the kind of sort of interesting setup that I think could really go off the rails when it comes to the explanation. It's a setup that could either have really fascinating answers or really, that was dumb ones, and that's the risk you kind of run when you build something around a really intriguing mystery. Gore Verbinski sort of going back to horror a little bit, it looks like, which he hasn't really done since The Ring, and I do like some of his work. He's had kind of a bad run lately. It looks like this had a smaller budget than he's been granted in his last couple of movies that he's done, and I think that might be good for him. He might be one of those guys where you give him the freedom to do anything and he just kind of loses discipline a little bit. So this is one I'm intrigued by. Guardians of the Galaxy 2. Now this is a trailer that got me pumped. Great use of period music. Again, maybe not quite as iconic as that ooga chaka ooga, but I love Fleetwood Mac, so I love that song anyway, but I thought it was a great song. I love that we get glimpses of all the characters. We get a couple of great laughs. Oh, Drax. I forgot how funny he is. But I love the look, I love the feel, I love the vibe. That first movie is such a good time that I was already excited just based off how much I loved the last one. And I see this trailer, I'm like, yep, that is basically everything I liked last time around, and possibly more of it. So I'll take that. I am happy, I'm pumped. Next up, Logan. Now, this one kind of didn't really do anything for me. That's not in a bad way, though, because at this point, I know I'm going to see it, and I am actually excited and hopeful for it based off the trailers that have already come out to this point. This trailer, I didn't feel like it gave me anything new, but it reinforced all the stuff that I already knew I was looking forward to, and it didn't do what, say, late trailers for, like, X-Men Apocalypse did, which was ruin a bunch of crap that happens late in the movie. So they're managing to maintain and and keep re-emphasizing the stuff that intrigues me. They're not ruining anything that happens later. Solid work. Moving on. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man Tell No Tales. Now, I love the first Pirates of the Caribbean. I enjoyed the second one. I actually think the third one is a lot better than people give it credit for. The fourth one was not good. And at this point, I'm really tired of the formula of these things. Specifically in terms of Jack Sparrow seems to have no new adventures. Everything we see is him dealing with the consequences of adventures we never actually saw him go on. You know, he had Blackbeard knew who he was. They had some sort of back and forth at some point. There's obviously a ton of history with him and Davy Jones and all this other, like, can we just have something that's like him now? You know, and that and just more immortal evil pirates. I'm tired of it. But that said, if I take the baggage out of it, look at it in a vacuum, the look of these pirates and they're walking and they're just on deck, but like Javier Bardem's hair it's flowing like he's still in water. That's a cool look. I like the fact that Jack himself only shows up at the very end of the trailer. I kind of hope that's what it's like in the movie. Like maybe it can be mostly about people tracking him down and he only shows up at the end. We got a glimpse of Orlando Bloom coming back as Will Turner. I'm fine with that. So like if I remove the baggage of the series, I'm looking at it going, yeah, maybe, but then I remember the baggage and I'm like, I don't know. Next up, Fate of the Furious. Now, I actually have not seen any film in the Fast and the Furious franchise, but you know what? Watching this trailer, I kind of wish I had, because I watched this and went, that looks awesome. I mean, it looks stupid and insane, but awesomely stupid and insane, and I kind of wish I was in on this. And like, I don't feel, I mean, this is obviously banking on a lot of established relationships between characters at this point. I feel like I can't jump in at this point. I'm not sure I have the energy to start from the beginning, especially since most people seem to agree it didn't really get good till 4 or 5. But even going back that far, I don't know if I have the time or the energy to catch up as much as I need to get full appreciation out of this thing. But I kind of wish I did have the time and the patience to do it, because this looks really cool. I don't know if I'm gonna see it, but that's only because I haven't seen the other ones. Maybe I can find the time to catch up. I don't know. Looks cool though. Looks fun. Rolling in with the other trailer to feature Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, Baywatch. Which looked fine. I mean, it's very clearly cut from the exact same mold as 21 Jump Street. There are a couple decent jokes in it. I like the performers in it. It's not the kind of movie. It's the kind of movie I'm liable to catch on Netflix later, as opposed to rushing out to the theater to see. I will say that I got one really good laugh out of this trailer, and that was just Zac Efron's response to, "What are you wearing?" "Freedom." That was funny. And I saved my favorite for last, my favorite trailer, Stranger Things Season 2. I haven't talked about Stranger Things, but it's because, as with most sort of streaming shows, I don't binge through them fast enough so by the time I'm done, I feel like everyone's, already said their piece in terms of, YouTube or written articles, or, I feel like all the word is out, and unless I have an opinion that is distinctly different from what the majority is, I feel like there's nothing for me to add. So I didn't talk about the first season of Stranger Things, but I love the first season of Stranger Things, and I am so looking. I mean, this thing sold me on the first publicity image, which was those kids in Ghostbusters uniforms. Ghostbusters is my favorite movie of all time. These kids saw Ghostbusters. They love Ghostbusters. I love these kids. And I love the sense of escalation. That shot with just the huge thing like in the clouds and it's all red. It's like, what is that? I don't know, but that is a perfect scaling up from the Demogorgon. Just the few little bits of that theme music. That theme music is so awesome. And it's going to be a really long wait till this stuff comes out. It's what, September? Oh, God, I want it now. So there's my thoughts on the trailers that we got during the Super Bowl. Did you watch the Super Bowl, or did you catch the trailers like me online after the game was over? Whichever was the case, what was your favorite? What was your least favorite? What sold you on something you didn't think you were interested in? What killed your interest? Whatever your thoughts were on any of these, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that little bell so you get notifications. Follow me on Twitter at Council of Geeks. Check out the Council of Geeks podcast, available on iTunes and Stitcher. And until next time, this council is adjourned.